let's keep going here. We're on Naval Forces now. Got a tough mission on your hands this time. There are 2 units that require aid, or they'll be destroyed. One of these is a T-copter, which we've discussed before. The other is a lander unit. This is a naval unit we haven't seen yet. We need to protect these units and secure land on the far shore. This mission has been entrusted to you, Chris. Fortunately, I was able to get any bombers or fighters this time, but I did arrange for other units I think will be necessary for our success. I'll explain these other naval units once we arrive. So this is the level that you can use without any extra attachments to your Game Boy Advance, or I guess in this case Wii, GameCube, to bug and basically cheat in the campaign. You do a series of different moves. You lose this. You fail this mission, and then once you fail this mission, you go into a map that you've preset up with a bunch of units in a line, and you delete them all at once, and it bugs the programming, which allows you to basically take the controls that you have when you create a battle map, and you can bring those into pretty much anything. You can use that in the war room. You can use it in campaign. It's usually where people are trying to say, just get the most easiest, most basic S rank that they can get in the last mission against the final boss. You can just go in and delete all the units except for one, and even though the enemy will still have a huge monetary advantage, it's not smart enough to use that monetary advantage, and it gives you enough time to build up your troops in the final mission, and you just steamroll him and get pretty simple S rank. I don't really use this at all because, it just getting the S rank in the final mission is very difficult, and it requires you to not be super aggressive and at the same time use what you have to your best of your ability, along with whatever you've built up throughout the campaign, so that the final mission is using the best CO, the best gives you the best advantage to take on the final boss. But if you weren't interested in that, or you don't care, you just want a simple S rank, you can use this field training mission to bug the game. Time to get moving. Naval Forces. Is it Naval Forces? Maybe I'm mistaken. Nope, it's Naval Forces, that's correct. Protect your transport copter. Easier said than done, huh? It looks almost done for. This cruiser is very effective against air units. It's so close. If you leave the copter here, it'll be destroyed immediately. Hurry up and get it out of there. Can you select it? I sure can. I sure can select this. So, yeah. At first glance, it doesn't look like there's anything it can pull back to, but there is a way to save it. Move it here. This is one of those things that even you play a lot of Advance Wars, you sort of forget about, because there are very few, I wouldn't say there have been very few opportunities to do this, but you end up getting into these battles where you get pre-deployed units, and a lot of times the units are land units that you need a lander for, or they are T units that don't have air support with them. So you tend to forget that the battle copters and T-copter or transport copters can be loaded into a cruiser, which is the unit I'm currently hovering over. And I can load it in and use it kind of like a lander slash APC slash transport copter for transporting copter units. That's right, you can put the transport copter into cruisers. If you load it, you'll be safe as long as the cruiser isn't destroyed. You can also load battle copters into cruisers. Cruisers can hold up to 2 units at one time, and by loading units, you can resupply those units with fuel and ammunition. If you have Battlecopter 2, you should try it sometime. Now let's test out the attack power. Select it. We're gonna go after this here submarine. I'd be kind of surprised by the kind of units they can attack. They can only fire on air units and submarines. As for right now, you can fire on this sub. Let's attack. Fire. We're gonna do 90 damage, which should be, no, you never know, but this is a scripted event where you're only gonna do 9 damage. Like I said earlier, they're also effective against air units. Since they can only attack certain units, they're a bit limited. Once you've learned their intricacies, though, you'll be glad to have them. But learning that right off the bat is pretty hard. If you forget which units they can fire on, press the R button. The ever helpful R button that she's mentioned in almost literally every mission. If you remember that, you'll always be able to get the intel you need. That took longer to explain than I thought it would. Well, let's move on to the next unit's capabilities. Next is the battleship. Can you select the unit? Yes, we're going to select the unit. Let's go talk about how big its range is. Battleships can attack from a distance, so don't move it. Let's open the command menu. Now choose fire. Now fire on the only unit you can attack, which is this one. So we're going to do 8 damage, and it's going to leave them with 2. Did you notice that it has a large attack range? That's right, battleships have an attack range of 6, whereas rockets have an attack range of 3 to 5. You may think it's a little larger, but it's quite a big difference. Yeah, it is, because you can zone out rocket units. So, I mean, as a rocket unit, like they said, cannot move and attack in the same turn. Basically, it has to choose to move within the range of a battleship and allow it to fire upon it in most cases before it can return fire on its next turn, because like I said, it cannot counter attack on its turn. So let's keep going. You'll understand better as you start to use them more. That's all on battleships for now. Let's use the submarine. Select this one, please. Okay, we're gonna... Nope. We're gonna do submarine first. Okay, great. Submarines use direct fire to engage the enemy. They can only fire on other naval units. I think this unit should do for now. Yeah, I mean it's the clear unit that you want to attack submarines with, other than other submarines, I guess. We're gonna come over here, fire, and do some damage, and you'll notice, because of the way this training mission's set up, we're also in the blind spot of the rocket, so we can't really take damage from anything other than possibly the medium tank, but the medium tank can't move enough distance. As you can see, subs can inflict heavy damage. Subs also have a other distinct ability, but I'll tell you about that on your next turn. We've seen a lot of new units here, but this is the last one, the lander. Remember APCs and transport copters, right? You can use landers basically the same way. Like the others, they can't attack. Let's try this one out. First, select an infantry unit. So they're going to force me to load the infantry unit, which is okay, because I was going to do that anyways. Loaded it! The landers and T-copters are basically the same. That's what you're thinking, right? Actually, no. You can load 2 ground units at any time into a lander. The landers can carry land units and cruisers can carry copters. That's what I said, right? Now let's try to load a medium tank. Yeah, we can load a medium tank. Load! What do you think? Pretty handy, isn't it? But there's one thing you have to pay attention to. On this map, you can only load land units into a lander at a shallow shoreline, otherwise known as a shoal. Eventually, they'll be able to do this at a port, but there aren't any here. Just be careful, because not like you can load just anywhere. Next, try to drop the troops. Move it over here. So we're going to move the land. We're going to be forced to move the lander here. Just the same as loading units, you can drop them at ports and shallow shorelines. Drop the infantry here or here. But wait a second. There's a medium tank on the lander too, right? Medium tanks can't move on the mountain, remember? So you can drop the so you can't drop the medium tank on the mountain. You can drop both units at once. So you'll have to think about it. Which terrain can you drop them on? Can you drop the infantry here? Yes. We drop the infantry here, and then we drop the medium tank here. Again, putting it in the blind spot, both in the blind spot of the rocket. Mention where you drop when you're carrying 2 units. If you just remember this, you'll have no trouble using landers. So you get all that. There's one more thing I have to say about units in general. Like air units, sea units use fuel every day. Battleships, subs, cruisers, and landers all use 1 fuel per day. If they run out of fuel, they'll sink and you lose them. If you want to resupply them, select APC and choose supply. Same as with other units. For recover HP, you need to move this unit into a port. Fortunately, there aren't any ports nearby. Well, you can do as you like with the rest of the units. When you're done, choose end. So we've used up all of the land units, because you're going to need to bring, in order to transport any of the land units here, you're going to need to bring a you're going to need to bring a lander back to load these units up. So in addition, we can load this up, bring this over, so you're kind of loading up two for one. Not really, but anyways. And we're going to push up with our other ground-based units, because they're going to be important in moving weight. And then we're going to make sure that this rocket does... Let me see here. I think that might be a mistake. That is a mistake. Okay. We're going to try to make sure this poopy rocket... God damn it. Having not a great day. Okay, whatever. Just end the turn. Doesn't matter. So, we've got a naval base on our hands, eh? If Nell hasn't taken out my air units, victory would be much easier. They can't use most of their troops, so that puts us on equal footing to battle. So that was a big boo-boo. I shouldn't have moved my rockets in range of that, but whatever. He is not going to die, unfortunately, because they're going to teach me about submerging my sub on this turn. Tell you one more thing about subs. You can select this one. Yeah, okay, we're going to select it. Even if the sub is within an enemy's attack range, this way to avoid it being attacked, just show it to you, press the A button, open the menu, and we're going to dive. So we got to dive here, so this unit will not die. When subs dive, they can only be attacked by cruisers or other subs. Plus, since submerged subs can still attack, this can be very useful. They also do not appear on... The enemy subs do not appear on your map until you're right next to them. But there's one more thing I have to warn you about, and that's fuel. When a sub dives, it uses 5 fuel per day. That's about a 1-day supply. If it runs out of fuel, it'll sink, so watch your fuel closely. And also these guys max out at, I believe it is 60 fuel. I'll leave the rest up to you. Good luck. So what we gotta do is we kind of gotta bring this down, deal some more damage, because I want to return fire using my rockets, and I don't really want to take a lot of damage. Let's see here. So we want to clean this out, so we're going to clean him off, and then I'm going to bring my medium tank down. The medium tank's going to deal some damage. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this should kill him. But it can also leave him at 1 HP. That's possible as well. So, anyways, we're gonna bring the lander back. We're gonna load up the rest of my ground troops here into the lander. The lander obviously cannot move again. Let me see here. I cannot fire on him, so we're gonna move you up to here. I'm going to put you into range of here. I'm going to fire upon this here. a submarine, because cruisers cannot fire on other cruisers, they cannot fire upon battleships, they cannot fire on land units, they cannot fire on landers. They're basically used as anti-sub as well as moving helicopters in a lesser capacity, I guess. So someone's going to take damage here. Likelihood is that this is going to probably take damage from both of them. So we'll just, or I guess I could, let me do this. We're going to use the APC, the fact that everybody hates APC. So we'll just do that, okay? And then from here, basically what I want to do is, if possible, we're going to use the lander to, yeah, he's going to bring his medium tanks down. So what I want to do here is I'm going to fire upon this here battleship. And then we could use this incoming infantry as a block for the incoming medium tanks. So I'm not going to fire upon this, and I'm going to bring you here. I'm going to drop you here and here. And then what I should do is, technically speaking, I should so, side note to this, if I release the transport copter I have here, it won't die now because there's nothing that can kill it. But if it runs out of fuel, or conversely, if I had not taken out that cruiser, if it kills the transport copter, it instantly dies. I mean, the mission complete just instantly ends. So what you want to do is, aside from not let that happen, is you just want to leave it inside this cruiser to keep it safe. So I can do damage to him. Do I want to do that? Probably not. So we'll just end our turn here. And the viable strategy, obviously, is to return back to the... he's not going to move his infantry now. So, a viable strategy here is I can either bring down the battleship, or I think this is probably going to take less time. I'm just going to load up an infantry here, and then we're going to scoot our way up here, and then we're just going to capture the HQ. Let's go through here. Other option, of course, is I could bring the rocket over and we can just shell the rocket. I'm just gonna take out as many units as I can, and then we're gonna unsubmerge the submarine once we get there. It may cause the medium tanks to retreat a little bit, mainly the one here at the bottom, and then this one here. They're going to do some damage, but it should not have really affect... Ooh, I just realized I can also do this. And I can actually, instead of being an idiot, I load... No, I cannot load. We'll just load you up here like this. And this will help speed up the process a little bit. And it also looks like, I didn't check initially, but it looks like the T-copter can get refueled when it's on the cruiser. Maybe. So he's going to take... He can shoot me. I'm going to do some damage to him. So that's an even trade there. This is going to be an uneven trade because now I have 9 HP. So he took 2 points of damage there. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to need another turn to drop it off, so... so this is where we move south. I think I'll go around this way. Even though, in terms of taking out these units, this is probably the better play. More direct. We'll bring you back here. I'll submerge. I'm not eating fuel every day as much. 47. If I go this way, I can take out both this and this, but if I come down this way, it makes more sense. So let's just do that. So we will drop you here, you go here, and then we can, next turn we can talk about here, you come down here, and we will just start marching along here and line everything up. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm gonna move my battlecopter out of the way. So this is gonna be 3 more damage, plus another 3. So he's gonna be basically at 0. I mean, not actual 0. He's gonna be like, move me out of the range, otherwise I'm gonna die. Range. What we'll do here is we'll drop you here because I want to keep you safe. And yeah, he's not going to be able to get there. Let's come up here. Oh, I don't have any more boom booms, so let's see here. So you can do enough damage to take this guy out. Range here. Yep, that's what I wanted. I did want him to do that. I also want to use you. 45 more damage, that's great. And then from here, we'll see what the range is on the medium tank here. So you're going to move 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to have to block out with the medium tank. That's okay. Not quite, so I'm gonna move so I'm within range of everybody, and we can kind of do this. 15 is not guaranteed kill, so maybe I should just be safe and just kill. Just set my medium tank up for a trade. That's okay, I guess. And then I don't have to heal here. It's okay. Wait, heal. Good for stuff. You can come down here. Capture that for no reason. I gotta move you off here. Everybody up. And return. So it's gonna hurt a lot. If I'm lucky, he'll move his other medium tank up and I can kind of pound him. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But we're gonna give him a bit of a pounding, and I'm also gonna see if this actually fills up. Yes, it does. It fills up my, at least my, fills up at least my rock. Oh no, no it doesn't. No. See, that's the cruiser I'm looking at. I cannot see. We'll drop him off and we'll see what it looks like. 5 damage, jeez. Like, well, a lot of damage there. Okay, so now he's at 2. Super duper. I'm gonna do 45 damage here. That's gonna put him at 3. Yay, 3. 22 should leave us at 1. Alright, that's what I want. And then we may see some retreating, so let's see if I can... We can do that. That's great. Great, great, great. So this is where I would risk, because there's no backup medium tank, and then, well, this is going to get interesting, because now I have you do this, and unfortunately I placed my battleship out of the way, so he's not going to reach the other unit in time. Just loaded you up, so we're gonna move you over here like this. Wait, those are gonna be 2 turns regardless, I guess. Kind of unfortunate I was able to take everything except for 1 guy out. Oh well. Oh, let's see here. We're gonna drop you off. Okay, so you did get refilled. And you did get more stuff, so that's pretty sweet for me to remember for next time. Nope. You won't make it. You won't make it. Capture. That was a very strategic point for Olaf to attack Orange Star. Thanks to you, we managed to block this assault. Thank you. Keep up the good work. I never expected them to make it this far. Oh, just wait till next time. It was a challenge, but you did it, Chris. You won. Hooray!